what the fuck?
Hiya, I'm 1000 Dumplings. I'm a founding member and former administrator of the Backrooms Wiki, and the creator of many popular Backrooms levels and entities, most notably the Partygoers and Level Fun. There are others you might be aware of, such as the Followers of Jerry, the Mountain King Ritual, the Memory Worm, level 998, level 188 as well. But today I'd like to talk about my favorite of them all, the Backrooms creation that I'm most proud of, the Game Master. Yes, it's true. I made the Game Master. She's my character and she's the best. And while I'm most known for making other backroom stuff, the Game Master is the thing that I'm most proud of. And no, I'm not gonna say that I wish she was as popular as the Partygoers. In fact, I'm actually very glad that they got the spotlight instead of her. You know, I can handle people hating on the Partygoers, but leave my OC alone. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking all about the Game Master, how I came up with her and her level and some of her lore and whatnot. So let's just jump. So just like with Level Fun, level 389 was made in the early days of the Backrooms Wiki, and around the time where I was still getting used to the whole writing things good challenge. But unlike Level Fun, that was basically just an exercise in making the laziest possible format screw, I actually did try to make level 389 like a normal, like a level. That was written like a level, a mostly normal level. But here's the truth about level 389 that you probably don't know. Level 389 technically wasn't originally made by me. So back when us admins were trying to get the wiki to be more popular, I ended up finding this very large Backrooms Facebook group called just the Backrooms, which was connected to a Facebook meme page called Anomaly Removal Service. And I basically formed a connection between this Facebook group and the wiki that formed this official partnership and whatnot. And it was on this Facebook group that I ended up finding this post. Guys, I wandered into this room in level 389 and suddenly all the doors have disappeared, then a black pawn moved on its own. What do I do? This post included the original level 389 image, because naturally, this is the original level 389. This was posted before anything having to do with the Game Master. This was it. It was made by a woman named Molly. I'm not going to say her full name because I don't want to dox anyone, but that was her name. Now, when I saw this Facebook post, I really wanted to adapt it into a level of the Backrooms on the Backrooms Wiki, because I thought the idea of a Backrooms level that played games with the Wanderer inside of it was really interesting. And this image was also like really cool. I mean, look at it. It's a giant chessboard. Why does it exist? What is this weird room it's in? And this wasn't some popular liminal space image at the time that you saw on Tumblr and liminal space compilations on YouTube. This was just it. No context. I couldn't find the origin of this image anywhere. The closest I got was this really funny Wikipedia article called Chess on a Really Long Board. But anyway, I asked Molly if I could have permission to adapt her level and Facebook post into a proper level on the Backrooms Wiki, and she graciously said yes, so I got to work. The original level 389 was very different from how it's typically viewed today. This version of the level was basically a big, white, empty warehouse that had some weird games in it scattered all over the floor. It had the aforementioned long chessboard, of course, but I also made up some new games for it, such as a table with hungry hippos, but they use actual little hippos, a game of Operation that uses actual organic body parts. There was a laptop that was running the game Call of Duty Ghosts, but bullet shot the player traveled through the screen into reality and could actually shoot you. There was a game of pin the tail on the parrot with a bird that resembled Jerry. Stuff along those lines, basically. These examples of weird games would stick around through every version of level 389 that I made. But of course, the thing that changed everything was Jevil from Deltarune. Okay, look, I need to come clean here. The Game Master was 100% a ripoff of Jevil from Deltarune. I mean, I literally described her personality as chaotic. She's obsessed with breaking the rules. Like, come on, me from 2020, what the hell? Undertale is literally the best game ever made and my favorite game of all time, tied with Fallout New Vegas, which I'm sure I'll make a video one day, but Deltarune has been a thing for almost 5 whole years now, and it's been a huge part of my life since it originally came out. And I've always loved and really felt connected to the characters in that game, especially Jevil. And yeah, he's the main thing that inspired the Game Master. I thought it would be fun to, in addition to this level, to also add a character that acts as a sort of final boss of the level. Here's her original design that I came up with, and yeah, it's that. You can clearly see the resemblance to Jevil here, being a little gremlin jester character, but I at least tried to make her design a bit more original and tried to make it fit in with the theme of being in the Backrooms. Her color palette was originally based on the yellow wallpaper texture, plus its photonegative counterpart, which was this dreary blue. Eventually, the color palette just became a normal yellow and blue, though I always did want her to have glowing bits of red to accent her as like little details, with her face, the ends of her dress, and the jester hat, etc. And this is basically what her design has become as of late, and not necessarily by my choice. This is just what I've noticed from all the amazing art I've seen of her. Oh my god. Don't worry, we'll get to that, but I have a lot to say about all the Game Master art. The Game Master was also originally supposed to be a boy, fun fact, but I decided to make her a girl basically on a whim, but also in part because of some other characters that I really enjoy that I wanted to have be an inspiration for her voice and personality. The main ones for that being Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony, Spinel from Steven Universe, and Nifty from Hazbin Hotel. If you're familiar at all with any of those characters, I'm sure you can see the similarities. I also took the fact that she was originally supposed to be a boy and added that to her lore so that now she's canonically transgender. I hereby confirm that as the creator of the character. Like with the partygoers, I also really wanted a Trevor Henderson style image to go along with her, and Dranko totally pulled through when he made this amazing image of her. As a puppet entity from the backrooms, the Game Master always had these red glowing strings, like the red strings of fate. It's visible in basically every piece of art you can find of her, including Dranko's art. And I think this imagery might have been inspired by the old DDLC poster set, I don't really remember, but the Game Master actually had these strings for a reason at one point. Right now they're kind of just part of her design because she's like a puppet, but originally there was a actual entity that controlled these strings in universe. There is an old deleted entity from the Backrooms wiki that I made to explain who the Game Master was before she was the puppet entity she was now. This entity was called the Shadow Woman, and she was basically supposed to be a form of the Game Master when she isn't controlling the puppet in level 389. She would sort of astral project herself into other levels of the Backrooms and appear as this shadowy woman. This was completely scrapped though, and I no longer consider it canon. Instead now, I see the Game Master as sort of being level 389. The level is basically an extension of her consciousness, and at least within the confines of the level, she's this basically omnipotent god that has full control over everything within it. But she doesn't use these powers to kill people, only to really torment them with, her games. And that also kind of ties into how I view her personality and backstory. Within the confines of her level, she's basically God, but she's also trapped and hopelessly alone. And her only real interaction with the outside world is antagonistic, where helpless wanderers stumble in only for her to torment and bully them with her weird-ass games. This aspect of her character is something that, weirdly enough, I was kind of inspired by the Porter Robinson music video for his song Shelter. Porter Robinson is an EDM artist, which I'm a big fan of. He makes really good stuff, including the song Goodbye to a World, which is like, the Backrooms song. But anyway, the music video for Shelter is about this girl named Rin that lives in a simulated reality, where she can control anything with a tablet. It's a small confined space, and she's basically spent her entire young life here. But eventually, she learns that she's actually in a spaceship that was built by her late father, because on Earth, a meteor was going to crash onto the planet and end all life. So he sent her out into space Superman style in hopes that she'll find a home out there in the stars. The idea of being a god that can create any setting and experience you could possibly imagine, while also being incredibly alone, is an idea that's extremely captivating to me, and one that's very relatable. Not because I'm a god, obviously, but because, you can sort of do that on your own at a computer. When you spend all your time inside on a computer looking at a screen, it's easy to sort of see yourself as a god that at the push of a button can instantly pull up any video or image or game or music you want to experience. Even easily create it yourself or have an AI make it for you. But when the screen goes off and you're all alone, well, that's sort of an element of the Game Master's character I don't really get a chance to talk about. And that's my fault. I haven't made a proper story sort of exploring that, but that's, what she goes through. The Game Master does have an actual backstory, by the way. I plan to go into detail about her origin story some other time, but I will reveal some of it here. In my ref sheet, I commissioned this amazing artist called Face of Sadness to make some art for me to use in an official ref sheet for the Game Master. And this right here is what I consider to be the most canon version of the Game Master. It's not her full entity page, but this tells you basically everything you need to know about the Game Master. I'm honestly just really, really happy that I get to talk about the Game Master because she's basically my main OC. I just adore everything about her, and at the same time, it kind of feels vulnerable almost, because with the Game Master, especially with her personality, how she's always acting as a sort of little imp ball of chaos that was purposefully trying to be annoying and unfunny and the center of attention. That's me. That's how I often act online and how I wish I could express myself. So, her character ended up meaning a lot to me really personally. It's actually why a lot of the time when I was online, for a while, I would kind of just have her as my profile picture, or even just have my username on a social media just be The Game Master Ent99. She ended up basically becoming my author avatar and being a character that meant a lot to me. And that's, why she's my favorite character I've ever made. I have so many stories that I want to tell with her, and I'll definitely be making those public once they're complete. And that's all the more reason why I am so incredibly happy to see so much art of her. Oh my god. Look how good all of these art. Look, it's If this video didn't end up answering a question that you had about the Game Master, that's probably because I want to keep some aspects of her backstory a secret until the full story I had planned for it is finished. But don't worry, if you have any other questions about her, please do ask. I promise you, literally one of my favorite things to do ever is answering questions about the Game Master. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and want to see more stuff like this. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye!